Hey everyone, welcome back to the East Brunswick Public Library Podcast Network for another episode of Read, Watch, Listen. I'm your host, Chris Barnes, and today we have a very special guest. He is a former president of the library's Board of Trustees. He's a current member. Wayne Christie, thanks for being on our podcast today.
Chris, thanks for inviting me. I love this opportunity.
Wayne is involved in the library, a ton of other organizations in the community. You can find him in the library more often than not. He's also a super user. So he's not only a trustee, but he's also a customer. So he knows pretty much everything that goes on in the library.
Yeah, and there is a lot that definitely goes on in the library without a doubt. There's so many things that we can explore. I mean, you have languages that you can learn, you can take out, games, there's still even the CDs. I'm constantly learning what's new and available. I mean, you can download movies. It's a great place. It's the community center as far as I'm concerned of the town.
Well, thank you, and thanks for being our trustee. This is Read, Watch, Listen, and we talk about the various media that you've been enjoying and for recommendations for our listeners. The first one is, Wayne, what have you read recently?
I'm actually listening to audio. It's The Coddling of the American Mind. Phenomenal book, very intense. I'm really enjoying it, and it speaks to the times at the present day, even more so than when it was written, which is about 3 years ago. I'm almost done with the book. I got another half a CD left, and I'm done. Something that I think people should absolutely read or listen to. I'm also reading a couple of Spencer, Robert B. Parker books. One was with Mike Lupica, and one is with, I forgot who the latest one is writing for as the Spencer. Mike Lupica writes for Sonny Randall books, I believe.
With those series of books where an author's no longer writing them, he's farmed it out to someone else, or in that case, the author's passed on and there's a new team. Do you like the new version as much as the original one?
Yeah, I do actually. They stay true to form. It's been great. And as a matter of fact, with the original Robert Parker Spencer books, I've actually started going back from the beginning, and I'm already at about the 13th or 14th book. I'm up to Taming the Seahorse. It's been fun reading them, and you don't see the difference. They really stay true to the formula. They don't make it their own, so to speak.
No, sounds good. I read a lot of comic books, and when you have a new author or a new artist on the book, it can make or break it. So I'm glad these are working out for you as a super fan.
Absolutely. I love these. And when the new one comes out, I can't wait to get it. I'm also reading Cleo Coyle. She writes these Coffee House series mysteries, and the latest one has just come out, and I know I have to finish it in 3 weeks because I know somebody else is going to want it. It's called Honey Roasted. Really good. Her series is great. What the real authors are is a husband and wife team, and they call themselves Cleo Coyle. They have other books too, but I haven't read those at all.
That sounds interesting. The next topic is listen. What have you been listening to? Like music-wise, what would you recommend?
Music-wise, probably, oh my God, I listen to almost everything. I listen from anything from Bob Marley to Bruce Springsteen to the Stones, Fields and Crofts, and that type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I have that guilty pleasure as well. I like that 70s type of thing, and even early 80s. Believe it or not, I do like Air Supply, but at the same time, I'll listen to the Stones, I'll listen to The Who, I'll listen to pretty much a wide range of music. I even enjoy my kids' music somewhat, believe it or not. My son's into Big D and the Kids Table. He listens to the Wonder Years, and he'll play that stuff for me every so often. My daughter's into country. I like that occasionally. I'll listen to it as well as on the radio, so I'll throw it on. So, yeah, I'll do a wide spectrum. It's just what I'm in the mood for, so to speak. But if I need to be pumped up, it's definitely going to be solid rock. It's going to be Dire Straits, Springsteen, Southside Johnny's great, Elvis Costello, anything that can get me going.
Very cool. Last but not least, Wayne, what have you watched recently?
So what I've watched recently, believe it or not, is Cobra Kai. Love it, love it, love it.
So good.
Absolutely. It's so bad that it's so good. I am halfway through the season. I savor it like fine wine, okay? The other thing I am looking forward to, Mrs. Maisel. We're going to savor that also. You can't just go blitzing through these things because then you got to wait another year for these episodes. I also watched Catherine, the great show on Hulu. I watched the first season. That was really good. But you know what it is? I want it in half-hour blips. I don't want it in hour-long type things. So the half-hour shows do it for me much more so than the hour shows.
I hear you. It feels like it's less of a commitment, especially if it's not going so well.
Right. You could bail. You do the episode and still bail out and not feel totally bad about it. Movie-wise, do you remember the movie with Dustin Hoffman and Natalie Portman? He owns a toy shop. Mr. Magorium's Emporium. Great movie. Watch with the kids. Very easygoing and truly a pleasure. And I like the line he says, well, today I'm going to die. What do you mean you're going to die today? He goes, I bought these shoes from an Italian shoemaker, and when the last one, and Natalie Portman doesn't believe him, and he passes away. He was perfectly fine. He lived 400 and something years.
Well, I can't argue with any of those TV or movie recommendations, so all solid. Wayne, we're going to thank you for being on our podcast today. If you look in the show notes, we're going to have links to everything that's in our catalog, so you can check it out to read, watch, or listen. Special thanks to our producer, Melissa Hosick, who's back at the East Brunswick Public Library studio making this sound so good. You can check out all of our podcasts at ebpl.org/podcast or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much. I'm Chris Barnes for the East Brunswick Public Library, and we'll see you later. Thanks.